Right. There's a brave, bold, and handsome knight. I'm going to be portraying the brave, bold, handsome knight, so just use your imagination, alright? Give me a break. He travels far and wide to the great castle with the ivory tower. On his trusted camel, Barry, he arrives at the castle and pays for the parking before 6 p.m. at the royal parking lot. He enters the great hall and approaches the king. King says, "What do you want, brave, bold, and handsome, using my imagination very, very strongly, knight?" The knight replies, "Your Majesty, I come seeking your daughter's hand." King says, "The last I saw it was still attached to her arm." The knight replies, "What? No, I come seeking her hand in marriage." King says, "Why the heck, just her hand? What's wrong with the rest of her?" The knight replies, befuddled, "I want to marry your daughter." The whole kit and caboodle. King finally understands, and he tells his men to lower their swords, as he was a little worried in case it was another weirdo traveling far and wide to fulfill some weird royal hand fetish. So the king says to the brave, bold, handsome knight, "Brave, bold, and handsome knight, you have my permission to go climb the ivory tower and ask my daughter for her hand and everything else that comes with it in marriage." The brave, bold, and handsome knight does his brave, bold, and happy dance. "Oh yeah, oh yeah. But first," says the king, "you must perform a task for me." "What task would you have me do, your Majesty?" "You must leave this place on your noble steed." "It's a camel." "On your noble camel. Go far into the deep forest and find the creature so foul, so cruel, so crooked that even Donald Trump would want to check its emails." "What will I do when I find such a creature?" "You will cut off its head with your sword." You do have a sword, right? Oh, yeah. Good. "You will cut off its head with your sword, and you will bring it to me. Then you can have my permission to ask my daughter for her permission." Yeah. And so the brave, bold, and handsome knight leaps onto Barry the camel, forgets to untie him, so he gets back off and then unties him and then gets back on again and rides out. Eventually, travels through the deep forest, confronts a creature so large, so foul, with teeth so sharp it looked like Jack Nicholson with a tail. "Oh, great and foul, disgusting creature, I have travelled far through the deep forest, so that I may cut off your head, serve it to the king, and make a move on his daughter." The creature replied, "You don't frighten me, brave, bold, and making me question my sexuality, knight. For I am the great dragon, and no man in the history of time has ever..." So he cut the bugger's head off, stuffed it in a farm foods bag, and rode back to the castle as fast as they could. He arrives at the castle. It was after 6 p.m, so the parking was free. Woohoo! "Oh, your Majesty, I have killed the creature of the deep forest, and I have brought you its head in a bag, which I would really like back, because I am not paying 10 pence again for that. It's just ridiculous. I mean, I know it's environmentally good. Anyway, so, do I have your permission to go ask your daughter permission for..." Yeah. King says, "Well done, oh brave, bold, and handsome knight. But I am afraid I have another task for you, before you ask my permission for her permission yeah, is that right? You gotta ask your permission to get her permission. You gotta ask my permission for her permission to marry her. That's it. To marry. Gotcha. Got it. Yeah, so I need you to go and do a thing for me again." "Oh, great king, what other task do you have for me to perform for you?" "You must travel, O brave and bold knight, to the treacherous bubbly sea, where there lies a creature so foul, and sort of sounds like Christopher Walken, don't know, kind of needs work. I will go and find this foul creature and bring back its head, so that I may ask your permission to ask your daughter's permission to marry you." To marry her. Yep. I'm going. Yep. And so the brave, bold, and handsome knight travels to the treacherous bubbly sea and Barry the camel. He finds the creature.
Hello, little man. You've come to fight. It's good. Confidence. Epic. But you will fail. You're going down. For I am the greatest of all.
So he cuts that bugger's head off as well, stuffs it in his farm foods bag, and gets on Barry the camel and rides back to the castle. Oh, great king, I have brought you the head of that horrible creature that made a terrible Christopher Walken impression. That was just awful. But now, do I have your permission to ask your daughter... Can I go to your daughter now? Oh, brave, bold, and handsome knight, congratulations once again for saving our city. And yes, you do have my permission, as the video has been going on for about 5 minutes now, and people are going to get bored, so hop to it. And so the brave, bold, and handsome knight runs out of the great hall, gets to the ivory tower, and climbs up it like a horny madman. He jumps through the window, he sees the princess. It's looking fine. He takes her by the hand and goes down on one knee and says, "Oh, beautiful princess, I have travelled far and wide on my camel Barry so that I may seek your hand in marriage, but your father made me fight off a terrible creature from the deep forest. And then he also made me fight off a terrible creature that made a terrible Christopher Walken impression. I'll tell you about it later. Over at the treacherous bubbly sea. And now I have permission because the video's kind of gone on a bit too long. But now, princess, will you marry me?" And the beautiful princess looked down on the brave, bold, and handsome knight and said, "No."